This is Mrs. Appia with the answer key for the practice test for the end of the module assessment for Module 4 in Grade 7. I apologize in advance for the quality of the paper. It is the only copy I had, and I'm thinking that it is better than nothing. And hopefully you will do better on the test since you watched it. So let's go ahead and get started. Kelly was online shopping for envelopes for party invitations and saw these images on a website. The website listed the dimensions of the small envelope as 6 by 8.5 inches and the medium envelope as 7.2 inches by 10.2 inches. Label the dimensions on the envelopes. Okay, first, the small envelope will be the first one, and it is 6 by 8.5. The shorter side is 6, the longer side is 8.5. And this is the small envelope. The medium envelope is in the middle, and it is 7.2 by 10.2. The smaller side is 7.2. The longer side is 10.2. And this is the medium envelope. Question 1. Compare the dimensions of the small and medium envelopes. The medium envelope is a scale drawing. The medium envelope is the scale drawing. Let's go ahead and label that. Scale. And the small envelope. What is the scale factor? Okay. Remember that the scale factor is the percent. So if the medium envelope is the scale drawing, then the small envelope is called the original. It's important to label which one is the original envelope because that is the whole in the equation and the scale drawing is the part in the equation. So our equation for percent, part equals percent times whole, where the part is the scale drawing, the percent is the scale factor, and the whole is the original length. Now, when you are solving this problem, you need to choose whether you will use the vertical or the horizontal segment. Your choice are to use the corresponding sides of 6 and 7.2 or 8.5 and 10.5, and that is your decision. I am going to go ahead and use the vertical of 6 and 7.2. So my vertical is going to equal 6 and 7.2. And this is 6 is the whole for the original, and 7.2 is the part. So again, we are using the vertical numbers, and 6 is the whole, and 7.2 is the part, because 6 is from the original picture, and 7.2 is the vertical length on the scale drawing. So I'm going to substitute my numbers in my equation. 7.2 equals C times 6. To solve that equation, use division. Show division with a fraction bar. Divide by the coefficient 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 7.2 divided by 6 is 1.2. Multiply that by 100 to convert it to a percent, and the answer is 120%. So our scale factor from the original small envelope to the medium envelope is 120%. And that is expected because we have made a bigger drawing. So it should be over 100%. Next, question B. The large envelope was created. based on the dimensions of the small envelope. So it's based on the small envelope, then the small envelope is the original, and the created envelope is the scale drawing. So let's go ahead and label that. The large is the scale drawing, and the small is the original. So this will be the whole, and this will be the part. Find the dimensions of the large envelope. Okay, so let's take and let's first do the vertical. And we know the vertical on the small envelope was 6. And we need to find the vertical on the large. So this is the whole, this will be the part, and we know the scale factor. So our first equation, part equals percent times whole. The part is what we're looking for. Our percent is 150%. Multiply that by the whole, which is the original vertical length of 6, and that gives us a new measurement of 9. So this dimension, the vertical number, is 9 inches. Next, we need to figure out the horizontal. So the whole, looking at our original small envelope, was 8.5. So I'm going to go ahead and label that 8.5. And the part, which will be the horizontal measurement on our scale drawing, is unknown. So our second equation, part equals percent times whole. The part is what we're looking for. The percent is 150% times the whole, which is 8.5. That's the original length on the envelope. When you multiply this, remember to use second percent in your equation, and our answer is 9. Oh, rather, pardon me, the answer is 12.75 inches. So the dimension, 12.75. So here, this is the scale drawing length of 12.75. And we found that by multiplying the original number times the scale factor of 150. And then this was the width of the envelope, and we found that by multiplying the original width times 150%, and that gave us 9. Question C. What percent of the area of the large envelope is the area of the medium envelope? I'm going to rewrite that. What percent of the large area is the small area? The percent is what we're looking for. Of the large area is the small area. So we've talked in class about how the part is associated with the word is, and the whole is associated with the word of. That makes the large area the whole and the small area the part. So we have our equation, part equals percent times whole, and the percent is what we are looking for, and we need to find the area of those two envelopes before we can continue. So the large area, the dimensions of the large envelope are 12.75 times 9. 12.75 times 9 gives us the area of the large envelope, and that turns out to be 114.75. The area of the small envelope, The dimensions are 10.2 and 7.2. So the area of the small envelope, or rather the medium envelope, is 10.2 times 7.2. And so the area is 73.44 square inches. So the small area is the part, and that is 73.44. And the large area is the whole, and that's 114.75. To solve this multiplication equation, we divide. Show division with a fraction bar. Divide both sides by the coefficient 114.75. That gives us a value for C, which is 0.64. Remember to answer your scale factor as a percent, so we multiply that by 100 and we get 64%. Okay, so what percent of the large envelope is the medium envelope? And this one, it turns out, is 64% of the larger one, which you would expect because it is a smaller envelope. Next, create a scale drawing of the picture below. Use a scale factor of 60%. Use equations to determine the 3 segment lengths and show your work. First, you're going to need to count the lengths of the segments. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not exactly sure that that's correct because I can't see the graph paper very well. I'm going to try that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go with 6. I apologize. The quality of this paper is not very good, but as I said before, it is better than nothing. So if this is 6, then that's how we're going to solve the problem. Then I'm going to count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to go with 10. And going across 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I'm not exactly sure what that is. It might be 18. Well, I'm going to go with 16, so your answer might be a little different. However, if you follow the same procedure, you'll know how to do the problem. All right, so we need to write the equations. The first equation for the length of this first segment, we have part equals percent times whole. I know to use 60% for the percent, that is our scale factor. And then this is the original drawing, so these numbers all represent the whole in the equation. So I've got 6 right here. I'm going to just multiply to find my part. Remember to use the second percent key. And my new number is 9, let's see, 3.6. 60 times 3.6. So I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, and a little bit more, 3.6. Okay, then my second one, this height of 10, so that's going to go over here. Part equals percent times whole. 10 is the whole because it's from the original drawing. 60% is my scale factor. Multiply and you get 6. So the new height is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going across. I'm not sure if this is 16 or 18, but I'm going to go with 16. So we have part equals percent times whole. The percent is 60% because that's our scale factor. 16 is my hole because it's the length on the original drawing. I'm going to multiply and find the part, which will be the length on the scale drawing. This gives me 9.6 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a little bit more, 9.6. Then connect those lines. Okay, so I've got my equation for each of the 3 segments, and I have drawn my scale drawing, so I have finished my practice test. All right, thanks for watching.